Importing a site from Google Earth to OPS. Let's say we've selected a site in Google Earth, but we do not have a detailed property line document. So we'll go ahead and sketch out an approximate location of the project, which is good enough to start the study. Let's say we assume this is the site. Let's call this Site 1. And we'll right-click on the polygon on the left and save it to our desktop as a KML file. And then we'll switch back to OPS and go to our scheme, which has a generic rectangular site right now, but we're going to update the site shape from that Google Earth file. Select Edit Mode. Right below the building area on the site, there's an Update Site Shape with KML File button. Select that. Browse to Site 1 on our desktop. Proceed. Confirm. Proceed. And the site shape will be based on the site shape that we brought in Google Earth. So now we can go ahead and add empty buildings or bring in another scheme that was already created as another building, or we could just start a new building, office building. And let's make this 4-story. Let's add a restaurant. Make this 1-story and maybe 8,000 square feet. Okay, let's go ahead and proceed to add these two buildings and place them on the site. So now let's try something else. Let's take this out to Google Earth and see what it looks like in Google Earth. So export, Google Earth, just select export and open it up in Google Earth. So now our two buildings are placed on the site. A 1-story and a 3-story building. But let's try something else. This site property line is something that we approximated, but let's say that we actually have a detailed property line, which we do. We have all of the properties for Alexandria. So let's go back to our system here and go back to the project list. And under templates, there's a reference Alexandria area, site and maps. And what this contains, if you open it up, it's a basic outline of the boundaries of all of Alexandria. And along with that, in the attachment settings under reports, if you go to reports, attachments, there's a list of actual Google Earth files of all the parcels. So let's go and grab the Eisenhower East KMZ file and save that to the disk. And go back to Google Earth and to our desktop, and we have Eisenhower East right there. If we double click on that, it actually loads parcel data that came from GIS, Geographic Information Systems. The purple is the actual GIS parcels. And if I turn this off right here, you'll notice that our initial assumption was wrong. The actual parcel shape is this, and it's located inside this piece that we just downloaded. This actually has individual parcels and data associated with them. So this is pointing to another parcel off screen here. Each of these is a parcel. The way in Google Earth that you actually grab a specific parcel graphically is you zoom into that one and you select Option or Alt, and it brings up that parcel. And highlights it on the left side as you click it. So if I right click on this parcel now and save that as a KML, vacant land commercial to desktop. Now I have that shape saved as a KML file from Google Earth, and I can go back to my scheme that I started earlier in the OPS system, this office building scheme 1, and update my rough parcel shape with the actual accurate one that's come from the GIS system. So we'll go back to edit mode, update site shape, browse. We're basically going to overwrite that with a more accurate one. Proceed. And now it's loading the new parcel shape in. This is the precise parcel shape, so now we can move our buildings to fit within that site, and we're done. And this workflow of going back and forth between different tools is pretty typical in the BIMStorm process. You can start at any point and keep on layering more levels of detail information. Even if you don't have enough information to start with, at least you can start with the known factors and keep on updating that as you get more information.